Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. Sorry I've been gone for some time, been busy hashing out a few things, but the first time ever talked to my family and we now have a more solid actual schedule. So, for those who are in my Discord channel, we're going to be doing every Monday through Thursday, either 7 or 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time, or anywhere in between. Just depends on when I end or when I can join. And then we can also do we won't do any streams on Fridays, but we will do streams or random games sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays, most of the time not, but mainly the schedule will be Monday through Thursday now. All right, let's dive into this. So we're going to do a brand new folder. We're going to call this folder number 10. In folder number 10, let me just double check to see if I even have those two ships. Okay, we did. And then those ones. All right. The next ship we have in my list of community ships was built by Mega Animation. Mega Animation made this ship called this Mega Nuke Musket. For some reason, I feel like we saw a musket before. Maybe this is a different one? It's a nuke stick. I noticed that all those nukes missed, but these ones all hit. Maybe because of maneuverability? Interesting. Oh, there's tractor beams on it. Okay, the tractor beams could have forced it to do something else. Pretty interesting. Thank you for sharing that one, Mega Animation. The next ship that I have on here was built by Don Wayne. Now, Don Wayne has this, and I know I've already seen this one because when I saw it, I had to pull it down. But this one was built back in August 24th, 2025. So this one has a ton of mining lasers in the back. This is when I was doing those mining laser showcasing of all the different ships. This is a pretty hefty, pretty good ship. I do like it a lot. I do know there's probably some few different changes, modifications that need to be done on this one. Maybe a few modifications, but I think this is a pretty good ship all around. Tanky wise, I like it. Lots of maneuverability, lots of tankability, lots of shields. Very, very heavily armored, as you can see, and all of the weapon systems are in the back of the ship, which really causes a lot of damage. Now I know they made some modifications that made mine lasers maybe a little bit not as strong, but they still seem pretty strong to me. They just do a little bit less damage, I believe. I can't remember the exact update what it said. Alright, the next ship we have on the list is another one built by Don Wayne, and this is the MC version 3.1. Now, I remember testing this one before, and although it is cooler, it felt like it was a little less armored. It has more maneuverability because it has 6 engine rooms, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engine rooms, and so it flies faster. But it wasn't as tanky as the other ship when we faced and versed each other from last time I remember testing these two ships. But I really love the maneuverability on this one. So if anything, maybe just adding more armor or something on it so that it can be a little bit more tanky. But it does have a lot of shields in the front. I like this cross section for how the radiators are put, so that it allows it so that it can actually put shields, overclock shields in the front, and it's a completely separate system. It's very nice how it's built. I love the maneuverability. I love the way it's actually designed. The armor just makes it look like it's its own different type of ship, so it's very cool. I like that one a lot. Alright, I know we've already showcased that one, so we're going to go on to the next one. The next one we built here was built by Mega Animation. And this showcases the picture. I don't even know if this ship flies. It does. Honestly, that is cool. To spend the time to paint it and then give it these EMP. Wouldn't it be better to put the crew in? No, I guess it doesn't work there. I was thinking maybe putting a cargo space, but you don't need to make it more effective. It just looks cool. He's got the hands here. We'll just turn it. It's got the hands. They show EMPs, and that's the logo. Pretty neat. All right. The next one we're gonna go into is gonna be built by Hoshell, and I think this is the one where I was talking about making heat radiators as actual weapons. So, Alnara, sometimes it's not about the capabilities of the ship, it's about the swag. I can completely agree with that one, Alnara. That's a good way of suggesting what it's all about. So this ship right here, when I was suggesting, is it's kind of supposed to be a rammer ship, where the radiators, these radiators cause heat. Did they change it so the radiators don't cause heat damage anymore? For some reason, I don't feel like the radiators are close enough to do heat anymore. Do radiators no longer cause heat damage? Or you have to be closer? It's supposed to be a ramming ship where the heat damage is supposed to cause heat. Something along those lines. Plus, it's not a pure ramming ship, it just gets really, really close. Still, kind of neat. Okay, yeah, it is. I do see a little bit of the radiators trying to cause some kind of heat damage, but then because these things are sucking more heat from the front, it's not, yeah. Pretty neat idea. Maybe somebody can compound on it and make it even more interesting. Alright, Plunder Jeff. This is built by Plunder Jeff. Plunder Jeff always built some pretty interesting things, so let's take a look at this one. It is, and I don't believe all the ion beams are overclocked, but they don't need to be. That's a lot of ion power there. Some of the ion beams are running out of power though. Wait, how much does this cost? 1.9? How does it do versus something like this? I really feel like this ship, with the amount of ion beams on it, just see how fast it is with all the thrust on it too. Pretty sure it should be able to cut through this and keep its distance as well. Yeah. See, it can outrun ships and it can do a lot of damage. So even though it looks... I think this is the core of the prototype. Okay, so this is the 24 ion prototype core. So you can see right here, it's just the... There's nothing, it's literally just the bare bones stripped down. Just the core. Oh, that's funny. This thing flew off on its own and now it's attacking. Does this thing even have... Can I dig on it? Either way, it's a pretty cool core. I know it actually, I think this is a part of the main ship that he built. So that was probably the innards of it. Alright, decided to make the cheapest ship you can make. This was made by Nanzukia. Nanzukia? It's a 42,750 ship. The minimalist cannon? I don't think there's any cannons on it, but there's point defenses. It's not getting close enough to do damage. Wait. Did they even set to attack? Or not? Let's just do it like that. Huh. Honestly, a 2 crew with there's no reactor. So it's a 2 crew point defense. Does this even work? I'm doing a quick test here, just because it's 12 crew, 14 crew, 16 crew, 18 crew, 20 crew, 2 more, 22, 24. And I know they can't attack, but what I wanted to do is do a built-in ship, Cabal, Combat, pulling a Polaris just because of Polaris. We need one ship that actually can do damage. Community, number 9. Pull in that one. Okay, so what they should do is, do they have enough point defenses to take out all the missiles? No, I keep seeing them lose, and there's no point defenses facing in the back either. But The concept is cool. I don't know why you would use them, but they're minimalists. I don't think I would use them. Yeah. 2-point defenses. They're pretty cool, but you need a little bit more point defenses for it to even work, even with that many. So, let's get rid of all those guys. Just wanted to see if that actually worked. Interesting thought process. All right, this was where they were building those ships. And Plunder Jeff was seeing, he wanted to see if he could make passive cooling. So this is where that passive cooling challenge came in. This was the very first one. So this right here is passive cooling with point defenses, just to see. People were in our Discord channel making tests of different type of ships that could do different types of things. So cheap. 33,725, which is 2 crew. But you can see you can have thrusters and stuff, and this is just the idea of just passive cooling. And then we actually have the ship, and this ship was built by Nazukia. And this was that ship where you took it and we said, here's the challenge. Can we do the challenge of playing and starting the game without? And this is that beginning ship, or parts of the beginning ship, where we're doing more passive cooling. As you can see, it has point defenses on it, just only 2. And it has all the different thrusts and has different passive cooling. All these are overclocked. So, cool design. You can see the point defenses are not firing, but there's just the thought concept behind it. All right, the next one is this is just a prototype, also built by Nazuki. This is another unnamed ship, and this has 428 crew, 2.4 million, and I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, heat missiles. All right. It says it's a prototype, but it figured out how to exploit the passive cooling to prototype and store heat without overheating ship systems. So there is... Okay, so this ship has no radiators on it, as you can see. There are only the missiles, the heat missiles, and you have overclocked shields and pipes, and there are no radiators. Oh, maybe there are radiators. I lied. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 radiators there. There's 4 radiators over there. But passive cooling with these... That's actually a pretty neat idea. It looks like a cargo ship. Oh, I see fires. Do you not have fire extinguishers on here? I don't see anybody running to a fire extinguisher. No fire extinguishers that I can see in sight. So crew members are gonna burn. That's pretty cool idea though. Passive cooling here to pull passive. The thought concept, what if you were to take this frontal and change it to make it your own type of ship? That would be kind of neat. That's a pretty neat idea. I like that concept. I like that idea. All right. The next one we have in here was built by Plunder Jeff, and I think we've all seen this ship as well. This is the ship that I use and then modified to be the starter. Let's actually just take this modified one in the build 2025, and here it is. So I took Plunder Jeff's ship, which is this one right here. Alara says, I'm curious at the numbers the heat missiles can actually pull out of their fired optimally. That would be interesting. All right, so here is the original model. This is the original model. And then what I took was on builder mode. This is what it became. I took Plunder Jeff's ship, and this is the ship that I made. Started the build 2025 on Grand Anvil. And this is the ship to start off with. You can do passive cooling with overclock lasers, and you can start the game with this and totally play the game. All right, Plunder Jeff then made another ship, and this was the, remember there's the core, here's the core. Well, here is the assimilator, and the assimilator was built back in September, wait, August, is it September? May, change it. September 6th, 2025. Okay, the simulator, this is when the simulator was put into our Discord channel. I'm here watching Peak Love. Oh, Archivist number 20, thank you, and I'm glad you're here to watch. Glad you love my stuff. We'll be doing more stuff more commonly now. It was the first time I actually, at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how I finally, for the first time, actually talked to my family and set an actual schedule so I can actually do this more often. So Monday through Thursdays, we will try to do a stream every day, Monday through Thursday, between 7 to 7:30 p.m. Mountain. So around the time we're doing now. Honestly, the simulator is a super powerful ship. I know I even took it and I wanted to play around with it. The simulator is an awesome ship, Thunder Jeff. I know I've showcased it before, but again, I'm going to say it again. It is a great ship. Now, this next ship right here, or this experiment, was built by Mega Animation. Now, this is, it looks like a passive cooling point defense triangle. Mouth. Thing. Okay, passive cooling thrusters, as you can see. Passive cooling point defenses, as you can see. The ultimate lag machine, if you were to put on multiple of these things. This would make your game go all sorts of funny. Like if I were to do, like, I wonder if I can crash the game. Let's just give this one a go. Oh, did it say it's illegal? It's okay. I'm experimenting here. Can the game handle this? Oh, yeah. I broke it. Okay, we're gonna stop. I can clearly see that it's breaking, so can't handle that. Okay. The next ship, there's a whole bunch of people talking in the channel, but the next ship was built by Chief Loss. I think this is one of the first ships I'm actually showcasing here on Chief Loss. What did I get? Super MK2. Chief Loss seems like a new name. I haven't ever seen any ships built by them. This is a Sniper MK2. Oh, I like the paint design. Even the little tiny little specks around here, that's kind of cool. Honestly, the shields are protecting against, if these are overclocked railguns, which they are, 4 heavy shield, 2... Honor says, I know what isn't passively cooling with that ship. This is my processor. This is... This is actually a pretty cool ship. 4 overclock. And I like the separation ship. So you see they're not like right next to each other and there's a little bit of armor. Okay, we need to test something here just because. Can you tank? Can you tank the almighty AIM? AIM is no longer at the top anymore. They built so many IO ships, it's insane. Can you tank this? See, with the AIM also throwing EMP missiles, but it's tanking it actually. No, it didn't tank it long enough. The AIM actually pierced through it. We haven't pierced. Oh, we pierced through this side. So if you're actually aiming your ship there, Chief Loss, you probably could aim down and actually blow up this ship. Same thing like the AIM, if the AIM actually wasn't. But the AIM still is a deadly ship. Deadly, deadly. Alright. Next ship we want to go in here is going to be built by Mega Animation. Wait, you didn't name a ship again. It's okay. It's going to delete whatever's there, which is unnamed ship. Mega Animation built an eyeball. It's a cool name for Mega Animation to make these Mega Animation things. It's space station almost. That's an eyeball. Okay. Cool concept. Can't move very fast, but cool concept. Okay, next ship. The next ship was built by Mega Animation, and this is the Big That Down. What? Big That Down? I don't understand that English. There's no way. The cargo ship that should clearly be named the Red Eye. I'm gonna agree with you on that one, Alnera. Look at that. These things, Large cannons didn't destroy the cannons in front. Instead, it pierced and did damage behind. That is... Shouldn't it be called the beatdown? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know. Maybe this is just broken English. I want to see what it does versus this. I'm pretty sure the simulator is just gonna rip through them, but what I want to see is, do these actually... All the point defenses are taking out the shots. Honestly, Plunder Jeff's ship right here is... This simulator is the almightiest simulator. It's a fun ship. I like it. Alright, next ship we're going to go into was built by Nazuki. Okay, this was the challenge ship. Here it is. Oh, passive cooling test number 2. Yeah. Maybe it was this one? Is this where you said it? We read it. Oh yeah, this was the challenge ship, which we did the challenge, of course. Challenge for all. Make this your starting ship in a career. Run a ship that's similar with no reactor, just a single capacitor, and to build up your ship are not allowed to use credits. So we took this ship and we did do this challenge. This was a fun challenge, honestly. So you see there's no reactor, it's all passive cooling. Point defenses, your only weapons. And start the game with it's very difficult thing to do in the beginning, but it is possible. It just takes a bunch of tries again and again and again. All right. Just a thought process. We're now moving into a ship built by Hochel. This is a capacitor ship. What is this? What are we looking at? Ah, this was his version of the iteration of it. Is this an overclocked power capacitor? It overheats. I saw the guy had to grab a thingy. But what an interesting idea. But these are not overclocked. It's overheating again. Somebody walked away from the cockpit. I guess it works. The only real test to do this is to obviously test it against something that's it's supposed to test against, like something like that. It definitely is within the cost range for overclocked. My concern is this heat problem right here. It's definitely more defensive because it has more armor. It'd probably take out these other point defenses if the angles are right. Does that work? It's gonna run out of power because it's supplying to the point defenses, but I can see that it's... this one's not... Oh, because they're not set to offensive. Well, both the offensive ones are on fire now. And it took them out, but... Hochel's ship is down to the last 3 power cells. There's only 2 more left, and eventually it's the last one single fight, and then the game's over for that one. Where this one still has plenty of power for this. So you could technically run away and fly away. Alright, cool concepts. The next ship was also built by Hochel, and this is capacitor ship version 2. Let's pull in version 1 and 2 and see what version 2 does. Version 2... actually has passive cooling. Ooh. Still have this reactor problem though. Honestly, I like this one better because of these right here. But do they overheat? We're gonna speed this up just because times 4 speed. Okay, so you see this? They're catching fire. Catching fire. They caught fire. They're on fire. They're gone. But the damage output, as you can see, is much better. Oh, I know why they're catching fire. Because they made changes. Overclock point defenses now cause more heat. So with the new patch update, with the video I just did yesterday, overclock capacitor point defenses do more heat damage. Here's another version. It looks like it's named the same, but it's just a different version of this one. Oh, this one looks even cooler. Mad points for Hochel's design. That is a cool looking ship. Now you can see right here, there's the point defenses are catching fire because they made changes with the patch update. Point defenses now cause more heat, so the ship has to be updated with more passive cooling. But that being said, I still like this ship. It's got cool armor design and cool looking design for passive cooling, especially the thruster passive cooling. That is a cool thruster placement. I want to take this thruster placement and then build something in the front. Yep, I like it enough. We're gonna save this one and we're gonna figure out what to do with this at another time in the future. And it reminds me I need to do videos on the Lineman and the Janus. Whenever, wait, I don't want to call it that. I want to call it ship. Okay. All right, next ship that we have here was built by Mega Animation. We need to go to folder number 10. Mega Animation built a side blocker. Oh, that actually you can see is deadly with 2 nukes on the side. Detachable nukes. Detachable. Wait, it's got flat cannons on it too? So you explode this and now it's a detachable nuke. All these are already detached on their own. That is a cool concept, Mega Animation. That is cool. That deserves to be put in. Hold on. Put the side blocker back in. Where is it? Save ship design. I want to play with that some more. That's a cool concept. I like that concept. That deserves a relook at. All right, the next ship that we have that was built by Hochel. This is another capacitor ship, version 4. This first version 4 versus version 2. No, I still like version 2 more. Even though this has a laser on it and this has thrusters. The thruster placement on this one is just much more cool. That's just cool thruster placement. Now granted, this one's probably more effective because it has armor in the front like this to actually take damage for career mode. But the concept's there. That's cool. Alright, next ship we have was built by Blender Jeff. And this is a Shield Stack E. Oh. Okay. This actually needs something different to vice versa. Shield Stack E. So you can see it's the shield stacking, but this only works, and I think somebody made a comment on it, I remember seeing this, that it's only as effective with the shields if somebody's firing straight down the middle. The pure fact that it's taking a simulator that long, even though everything's overheating, it's pretty cool. I don't know if you tested this versus this, Plunder Jeff, but the next test would be, why don't you put in batteries or something so that we don't overheat as fast, right? Hold on, let's just do that quick test here. It doesn't take too much time to do this. Come over here, put in a this, and just do. I don't know what I'm thinking. We'll just do it like this. We'll just finagle it. for now. That works. Alright. Does that work? Do they overheat now? That's heating up pretty quickly. That one overheated because it's not attached anymore because it lost that part. But it's lasting longer. Now it's gonna overheat. I like this layer stack because you can see how they're stacked. And then this is stacked here like this. But clearly this is... yeah. Cool. It lasted pretty long. Alright. And the next ship that we have is going to be... there's two of them. I don't know what the difference is between the two, but there's two of them. Capacitors version 0.2 built by Hoshell. Capacitors version 2.1 also built by Hoshell. And this was that flingy angled ship. I remember actually trying to test this when he first built it. Oh, they're not getting in range. It's just a different angle, right? It's the concept is fine. This reminds me of how fringe ships are designed. I don't think any of these are set to aggressive. Double the capacitors. That definitely gives you a longer lifespan. Yeah. I don't know what's the difference between the two though. Probably some crew or so. Oh, one has two capacitors and one has an actual reactor. So one is a capacitor one and one actually has a reactor on it. So cool idea. Cool idea. Alright. Next ship we have on the list here was built by Nazuki. And this is a bullet drive? Hold on, we just gotta face it versus side blocker then. Bullet drive. Oh, you eject this off and then it can go faster. So I think you do something like this and you go boom, and you come over here and you do this and you go boom. But those crew members are actually supposed to be in the ship. Something like that. And that's supposed to be lightweight, fast. Anyways, those crew members are supposed to be inside the ship. Still. And these are supposed to explode and then detach and become their own little nuke side things. The side blocker, I don't know if that's the proper name for this, but... the idea is cool. I like it. Alright, Nazuki built another ship, and this one's painted. This is called the Crimson Spear. What am I looking at? Crimson Spear. Wait, why is it flying that way? What's going on? I think the attack defaults are broken. Why would you face your back toward the enemy? Right? I think the attack defaults are broken on this one. Because this is clearly the back, and this is clearly the front. Isn't it? Or this is the front? No, I guess this is the back. I'm confused. Okay, this is the front. It just... that's the back. This is the front. Okay, so it is the front. Why is it... I can see a face. There's eyes and there's a face. Alright, there's only one real test to do on this, and this is just come over here and find... did they ever build any more design contests ones? Did they stop at 2024? I guess they did. Where is the awful tears? Guessing it's pointing the weapons toward the enemy. I see point defenses, yeah. I guess, yeah, there are point defenses on the front. Still, it's... the attack default on this is strange. Where you see this one's facing the right way. Alright, if you can't beat it off the tiers, then you need to rethink your missile ship just a little bit. And the main reason awful tiers are so powerful is because you see how these ones, the missiles are trickling out? Where these missiles, because of the way the awful tier is designed, the missiles come in force, and they come in force from both sides, but you can see it's heavily hitting in many different directions, where a lot of people, when you see their missiles come out, they come and they trickle in and they hit spaces. But the awful tier is the main reason why it's so deadly is because the missiles are facing forward and backwards like this, and you can see how they come. And they don't just hit in one spot, they hit on both sides, but in many different areas. And also it's just super heavily protected. Yeah. That's... when I think of a missile boat, this is what I think of as a missile boat. I haven't seen anybody really design one for a cost that's... see, even this one costs more. This, the Alpha Tiers cost less, has less crew, and is just deadly. Very, very deadly ship. Can't put that one there. Let's come back over here. My ships, 2025. Weird community, number 10. This next one was also built by Nazuki. Oh, I guess we need to do a new folder. New folder. We're on folder number 11. Nazuki built a name ship. This one's painted too. 289,038 crew. Does this have weapons? It is just a super fast hyperdrive beacon. How fast does it actually go? Community number 11. Pull one of these ships. Zoom, zoom. Okay, push. What key is this? Control B. Control B. 133.8. Oh, it is losing power on some of them. Huh. Interesting concept. Alright, the next ship we're gonna have in here was built by Nazuki, and this is, what is this one? Fix the reactors. Okay, so some reactor spam. So it's the same ship, but they did some fixes on it. It's just the Crimson Spear again. Let's just read off what they did to fix this. It says, fix the reactor spam and made the hyperdrive even faster. Oh, okay, so there was some reactors in here, so they changed it so it said B. Probably cost less too now. I think that's the other thing too, is your missiles are not firing as often as you can see right here. It's taking time for them to load. They're grabbing missiles from here and then pulling it all the way here. Where the awful tiers, you can see the barrages were constant and heavy. If you're going to design a missile boat, I would always, my suggestion is to look at the awful tiers for now. Now this one right here, and I see a lot of people playing with missiles. We'll just face them versus each other just because. The ammo needs to be right next to the launcher to come on. Alright, now this one was built by Hoshell, and I believe there was another one that was iterated. This is, so you can see how it's also similar to the design of Awful Tiers, in the sense, because that was the one that we were highlighting, and then he redesigned this to work with the new missile system because it costs less crew now. Clearly the Crimson Spear is going to beat it because it costs so much more, but if you have two of these guys, gets close to the same amount and the same amount of crew, and then you're hitting your missiles from two different angles, still this thing is facing a weird direction. Not even firing its missiles yet. What's going on? It's trying to target this one where this one was already targeting it. Unfair advantage. Still, the missiles are constantly firing, even though it has less missile launchers, and then this one doesn't even have crew. This one doesn't have any crews. So Hoshio, whenever you see this, I don't know what's going on here. But you have a whole missile launcher that's uncrewed. What's going on? Ah! It's not firing anymore. I can't tell which one it was. Oh, there's two that don't have crew members on it. What's going on? Bottom left side, last couple missile. Oh, I guess they are dedicated to the scene now they're crewed, but maybe the priorities are messed up on that part. Something on there. Still, I love it. That's what I think of when I think of missile boats. All right, next one we have is a new 4 missile node built by Hoshio. What am I looking at? Just a missile salvo? Obviously, a missile. This is when the new missile update came out, and this is the missile salvo because you can overclock the missile reactor. Why is this overheating though? Oh, because it's overheating over here because of the thermal battery, and that's gonna. Interesting concept. Alright. This might look weird. I think we actually pulled the ship in before. It says that this might look weird, but it works well. So this is that new missile boat with the testing. You can see tons of point defenses. For some reason, even EMP missiles made it pass? Even with all these point defenses? That's, I guess, why they have shields, too. I wonder if he tested it versus another missile boat, because I can see these point defenses are clearly going to overheat here. And cause fires. Maybe it wasn't meant for a long, sustained fight against 2 missile boats? Or maybe he just never tested it versus that one. So all those caught fire. Which you then lose the armor, but I mean you have shields in the back, so. But it works! This is that missile module, so for those that are wondering why he did that, he took this section right here, and this is that missile module. And you can clearly see the 4 and the 4 and the 4. It's a new missile module replacement. It's to replace the other one. Pretty cool idea. Alright, Plunder Jeff built, and I don't know why there's 2 of them, but there are. Just pull them both in. The new missile, a new missile shield module thing. Okay, well, one has TLR core S, I don't know what 1SE or 15G stand for, but they look very similar. Is it overclock? That's overclock reactor. That's also overclock reactor. What's the difference? I'm sure there's something different with them. One's a little bit more expensive and one's a little less, but one has more crew and one doesn't have more crew. There's something different on them, but they look very similar. And then he also built smaller versions. Why do all these names look too similar? So there's a smaller version of that shield module. So if you take the shield module alone, and here's a different version too. Oh, that's an interesting layer stacking of shields. And then you just put armaments on the sides or something like that, or down the middle. Cool shield stacking there, Thunder Jeff. More missile ships. How come everybody keeps using the same names? This is an unnamed ship, and then we have another one. Uh-oh. Just can't pull that one in until we do this one. Didn't name your ship. Alright, this is another missile boat. Kind of looks like a fish. Skeleton fish thingy. Interesting. Interesting zigzag pipe to pull over here to pull the heat from the point defenses. Missiles, missiles, missiles. I am sure that they are effective for what they are. Oh, it even had flat cannons on it too. Alright, the next ship in here is, we're gonna overwrite this one, is another one, another missile boat. And another... It's gotta be another missile boat. It's another missile boat with those modules. So we got 1, 2, 3. So 3 modules on both sides, so there's 6 of them. It's a lot of missiles, actually. Alright, we need some real tests here. Test it versus this one. I like the shield cover here. And then you can see the shields over here. They're stacked. And then the missile, and there's point defenses on the outsides too. I didn't know. Oh, and there's point defenses on the inside too. Covered by the shields. That's a lot of missiles coming off of this, if you can see. And this is a lot of point defenses on this one to cover all that. Still. Why are you facing your back toward him? Why did you just do that? You decided to forfeit the game. Missile 4X, X4, you decided to forfeit the game by turning your back toward him. For whatever reason. I don't know why the AI decided to do that, but it just did. Alright, the next one is an orbiter. Anti-rail orbiter. Wait, is it truly an anti-rail orbiter? You'll never know until you face it versus an aim. Thank one eye for this crazy, crazy, crazy ship. Alright, anti-rail orbiter. Can this I think I actually tested this when you built it, but I don't know if it can truly beat the aim. Can it? I don't see the aim firing any shots. Look at this, it goes 90.9 backwards. So you gotta go, look at this, 120.2 orbiter speed to even get close to the aim. Let's speed this up and see if this even gets close enough. Times 4, times 8. Is he finally gonna get in attack range? Oh, remember, they changed thruster speeds too. They made overclock thrusters not be as fast, so we now have to change. So with the new update, overclock large thrusters, overclocked standard thrusters, all do not make you go as fast, and so everything has changed. Which that's why Hoshel's ship can't even catch up to this other ship anymore. So this whole ship has to be reworked with a new patch update. Why do you make overclock thrusters slower? Oh well. It's not going to catch up because that ship needs to be redesigned with the new patch update. Alright. Community number 11. We have, what do we have here? LCV. What's LCV? I'm sorry, I forgot to see who built this. This was built by Mega Animation. Oh, fireworks. Lots of fireworks. I'm interested with LCV3 versus that. I don't have any point defenses on it, but we're gonna see some fireworks. Shields actually protect pretty well with the armor versus all that. Yeah, it didn't even get past the frontal armor. I mean, destroy the frontal armor, but... pretty cool concept. Thank you, Mega Animation, for sharing that one. Alright, a small missile ship where there's two different... Named them the same. This is an early HE missile concept. So I'm guessing this can be... it doesn't look like it can be a starter ship. Maybe it can be? That actually works very well. That works a lot better than I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure this can rip it apart. One, I know the cost is a lot more. It's got heavy thrusters, large thrusters, large thrusters. It's got missiles, it's got 3 lasers, it's got a disruptor. And it's got storage space. This would work even without the missile launcher on it. Alright, we gotta look at the other one because there's 2. I don't know why you called them the same though. 2025 community number 11. And this is a what am I looking at? Oh, it's unnamed ship. Okay, they're not named the same. Replace something else. This one costs more. It has more crew. Why does this one cost more with more crew? What's different? Oh, this one has an actual factory. I like this one. I like it, I like it, I like it. Alright. I like it enough that this deserves another look at a later time. It would be interesting to start the game and do a playthrough with this. I don't want to overwrite. I need a new folder. I need number 6. Let's put you in there. Okay. Cool concept. And a missile starter ship. Wait, a missile starter ship? This has to be in here. A missile starter ship built by Hoshell. Okay, we found the new ship to start the game with. It's a missile starter ship. We're gonna see if we can start the game with something like that. It's gonna be hard though, because you need missile parts and stuff, but still. Start the game with the missile ship. Oh, here's another missile starter ship. I love that Hoshell has built multiple different scenarios of what to do with another missile starter ship. This one's lighter. It has less armor and a shield and a missile. I'm gonna see how that plays out when we get to it. All right. Now we're going to go back over here to community. We're in number 11. We have a ship built by Mega Animation. Storago? Storago. First of all, I love the paint. Classic. And all the crew is in the front of the ship. Is this just a storage ship with weapons on it? It's a coolly painted storage ship that actually can do some damage. I'm guessing. That's an interesting concept to stick the crew here with the defense here. Huh. Wouldn't it be better to put the hyperdrive up even just one space so that this could be a walkway? Here, I'll just make one quick suggestion here. Take this, go up 1, and just do that. Okay? Just do that. And that would make life so much better for getting energy. And I don't know why they're walking all the way through the cockpit just to get... Oh, they're getting Hyperium. Because they'd have to walk through here. Why doesn't there a door here or in a... Okay, I don't know why this is here, but this needs to move and this... Like... Anyways. Lots of things to fix in that one, but we're not going to fix it right now. Mega Animation! Guess what? Another ship is what a Mega Animation says. This is a Lassamore. Lassamore? Sounds like a dolphin or a whale. I guess it's painted kind of like that too. Or is it a stingray? Or something. Lots of flashy lights. Honestly, for its cost, this is... It's just missing side thrusts. And reverse thrusts. But if you were to come over here and swarm with these guys and face it versus well, there's no other real combat ships in that folder. And then come over here and take a couple more of these. All right. Clearly, they are definitely a lot less. But what I want to see is... See, I knew they're going to run into each other. That's a problem. See, there's no side thrust. But what it should do is it should be able to... there's not enough piercing power to rip off the shields. It just looks cool. But the concept is there. I like this, the shield. So you got a shield and a shield and a shield, and then you got weapon systems, but there's not enough damage to rip off the shields, as you can see, and there's no side strafing, so you can't swarm with them. It's just... I know people don't like to put side thrust because forward thrust is what you need if you're just flying with one single ship, but if you fly with a swarm, you need to be able to come over here and flank behind. Otherwise, they don't work. But cool concept there, Mega Animation. Alright, the next ship we have that was built is built by Mega Animation again. And this is an unnamed ship. And I don't know what this is. It's a square-ish hexagon something with thrusters. Are they overclocked? Is this actually? Oh no, they're not overclocked. Are they supposed to be overclocked? Do they catch fire? Is that enough passive heating for a large thruster? No, they're catching fire. I don't know what this was built for. Well, also remember they changed it in a patch update, so you do need more passive cooling for whatever you have. So it may have been this before the patch, but now the patch, this is definitely not enough passive cooling. Alright. The next ship was built by Hoshel. We finally, I think we were actually seen this one when I asked him. This was when I was doing the build one, and he took the cannons and we built... He took this concept and I passed it to him and I said, here, build a cooler one, and this is what he came up with. So it's got a single heat, it's got 4 deck cannons. And you see, notice how deck cannons do pushback damage too. It's more narrow, and so the deck cannons are more protected like this. But I do remember I would talk to Hoshel, and I think one of the biggest things with this one is it didn't have enough forward thrust. This one had enough forward thrust for what I play in the game, but it doesn't look as cool. But I had the forward thrust to be able to get into flanking position or get to where I need to be. But his is obviously so much more protected because it's narrow. It's got better shield protection in the front. And it just looks cooler. Definitely looks cooler. But it's the same amount of armaments, except for instead of 2 heat guns, it only has 1. And way better shields protection. Still, cool ship. I like it. Thank you for sharing that one, Hoshel. And then, oh yeah, because I made the complaints about not having enough thrusters. Hoshel built even another version with more thrusters. So here's a version with even faster speed. You can see it costs a little bit more, but this one goes even faster. I think I needed for it to go even faster still, but this is another iteration. Then obviously you had to add this back armor. It makes it even longer. But it just looks cooler. It definitely looks way cooler than my ship. Are the attack defaults really for it to get that close? I feel like it's trying to ram into the other one. Alright, we didn't even look at the internals. We were so focused on the outside. So the internals, he even has a better layout for how the deck cannons are faced. You can see right here, he's got all the sulfur. He's got the deck cannons here. He's got reactors here. Not reactors, ammo factory placements to go inside. Way better shield placement. I like how he has the disruptors spaced out to be better this way. And then totally using the power capacitor to its fullest limit. These things keep running out of power and we have guys sitting here and doing nothing. Is it just those orange crew members? I don't like it when these ammo factories are running without power. And then I don't know why these guys right here are sitting back here doing what? What is their purpose? What is your function? Why? That's just a supply. That's too many guys supplying just that for they should have secondary jobs. These guys should have secondary jobs. Some kind of secondary job. That's just my 2 cents. Something to fix later, not to fix now. Obviously, we can do a lot more tweaking later. All right, Plunder Jeff, we finally actually are seeing the second version of the assimilator. This is the capacitor. And the capacitor it's got chain guns, it's got rail guns on it, and it's got deck cannons. And if used properly, it should. I don't know if it does anymore. It used to just pierce right through all these shields. Maybe it was a nerf. So somebody was saying in the last stream that because of the overclock railguns now doing splinter damage, it's technically a nerf because it does less piercing damage, but you can still see a capacitor one, not a problem. Taking very minimum damage, if any damage at all. And then beat the almighty assimilator. Capacitor 0.3. I love the ship. Thank you for sharing that one, Blunder Jeff. Alright. Let me get rid of this. There you go. The next ship we have on here is also built by Plunder Jeff, and this is Assimilator 1.1. Okay, I've made some feedback on the first Assimilator, and he's now made Assimilator 1.1. Does Assimilator 1.1 beat the almighty capacitor? Let's find out. Made some changes to it. I don't know what he changed. There's a lot on this ship. But can you beat the almighty capacitor? Capacitor. It actually looks like it's doing damage to this. Nope, lost. The almighty capacitor. Cool. Alright. Oh, we finally made it to these beautiful ships. Alnera, I don't know if you're still on the stream, but your ships are amazing. And we finally reached it. We're finally into January. I don't know, 10/4/2025, whenever that is. I thought 10 is October. Is that October 4th? I don't know. Anyways, beautifully painted ship. Beautifully designed ship. And it's called the Stingray version 2. And this deserves... Oh, this is a beautifully painted ship. Does this have the same problem where the deck cannons are firing? Yeah, because of heat guns. So deck cannons can't focus fire where they need to because this is stacked right. Yeah. If you were to move the deck cannons even just one more space inward, it wouldn't be as blocked from the thermal resonance lands. Because you can see most of the time it's only 3 deck cannons only even 2 deck cannons. See how they're firing at different places? So you're dispersing your damage out a lot. Yeah, it was made before the first one was shown off. But still, beautifully designed ship. And this is just the outside. You can look at the inside. The layout with everything. Well, that's a beautiful, beautiful ship. But if you were to take the Stingray, and we were to come over here and face it versus something like this, the question is, can the 4 deck cannons, and you see how they're firing all over the place, can you focus fire on one spot long enough to do damage? Because you see those deck cannons, they're firing off to nowhere land. Yeah, you see those fired those fired this way. And then these deck cannons, you see, even though they don't look as cool, they can focus fire and take this apart. But this ship just looks cool. So much cool looking. Just need to figure out where to place the deck cannons and everything else so you're not blocking. So whenever you're designing your ships for everybody, you can make your ships look cool. And I'm pretty sure Elnara's probably fixed it far further down. That's just the very first one. Alright, we go to Community version 11, folder 11, and we are now into Missile Kite 80. This was built by Hoshell. What am I looking at? This reminds me of a monolith missile boat type of design, but I can see it working, especially if these are overclocked missile factories. Huh. It's a missile kite. Hold on, we need to test this. Missile kite versus over here versus 4X missile. Does this work? It's got a lot of thrust, as you can see. It's got side thrust, so you can strafe. So it can come and it can do flanking maneuvers. It's got forward thrust and it's got mainly backwards thrust. It looks like it's supposed to kite. So I think some of the problem is forward thrust. No, it looks like it's fast enough forward. But the attack defaults are purposely trying to get further away. They're not ever going to defeat it. Well, this one's going to eventually lose because this has got so much more point defenses, especially the way it's designed. Missile X4 is really a cool missile boat. Looks funny, but it's very effective. As long as it doesn't face its back toward it and say, I surrender. It's a cool ship. Alright, the next one we have is version with 12 missiles, Hoshell says. What am I looking at? Missile Kite 140? Missile Kite 140. A bigger version. Just feel like it's not enough point defenses if it's facing a missile boat versus a missile boat. And I like he has walkways you can see right here. So for those that are designing ships or looking to design ships, Hoshell has a really well at building these ships, and then I just come in and I try to help them optimize these ships every now and then with just tiny little tweaks here and there to make them a little bit better. Man, beautiful ideas and concepts. Reminds me of a Cabal ship still, but I love the armor placement on the side, everything on it. That looks cool. And it even has this block of armor here. So for those that are wondering, you have this armor here. Then he has his big block armor here as a second defense. So even if they were trying to do railguns or things that fire down the middle, it's got protection plus protection. Cool, cool, cool. I love it. Oh, we finally have another Alnara ship. Alnara built a jellyfish. Again, I don't know how much time it took you to paint these, but it's just wow on the design. Beautiful, beautiful ship. Oh, it even has number 1-2 on it. 12. That's number 12? Does it mean it's number 12 ship, or it just means Cargo Bay 1, Cargo Bay 2? It's a railgun ship, and it's got reverse thrust. Okay, I do have some concern on this. My biggest concern is if this is a railgun ship and it only goes back 70, so right here, I'm looking at this top speed. So when it's speed, and then when it starts doing reverse thrust, whichever one's doing its reverse thrust. Oh, maybe it's because it's facing a railgun versus a railgun. I see it's not doing its full speed backwards. Maybe it does go back 90. I don't know. This can be a totally effective railgun ship in-game. It's not super... doesn't look like it maybe is super optimized, but it doesn't have to be. It just looks really, really beautiful. Maybe Alnara says, yeah, that may be the change in overclocking too. It was doing 90-ish. Still not fast enough, but better. Yeah, they reduced the speed on all overclock thrusters. So something that definitely has to be looked at too. I love it. Jellyfish. Oh, we have another Alnara ship. Alnara built a Piranha. Oh, look at this highlighting of the green. Yeah, Piranhas do have a highlight of a green on it. They have that little tiny one with the jaws and the teeth. And that is an interesting concept. Here's a suggestion for you though, Alnara. I would move the disruptor up one space just so that this is faster, because you see it's slowing them down. But obviously it's going to change your whole design and everything, but you need this to be like there. If I didn't break everything. Did I break it? Oh, there's probably power supply something that's off. Yeah, I broke it for its time being. But see how much faster they can walk in and out from here? And then your weapon systems can stay online. And I bet you with this tiny little change, even though you lost this shield, you can now beat this other one. See, even though we made the change and it wasn't powered or anything, this tiny little change with that corridor, just so they can walk, makes your ship so much more powerful. Nara says, this little frigate went through so many revisions. I think this was about midway through the development process. Yeah. This, and just a tiny little change. See what is just that tiny little walkway change? And I bet you, let's repair it. Give it its full Piranha version. Piranha 1.1. I couldn't help myself from tweaking a ship that's so beautiful. It's a beautiful ship, and I always like to edit the small ships, because I like smaller ships. You make this change right there with that, and I bet you the Piranha 1.1 has so much more ability to supply. Because see how slow these guys are going? See that? Where compared to here, we have so much more speed to keep the weapons up, keep the shields up longer. And see how much faster they're moving in and out of the doors. The weapons stay up longer, the shields stay up longer. And all I did was I moved the disruptors up just one space. And it looks like you've consistently won twice without losing much. That's the change I would make in that one. Alright. Thank you, Olnara, for sharing that ship. The next ship we have over here was built by Hoshell, and this is a ship that I don't even know where it got put. This is called the Abomination because it is a ship that has one of every single weapon in the game. Actually, I really wanted to test this as soon as he put it in there. I didn't even look at it. This is the first time I'm looking at it, but I did see him posted in there. This is a ship with one of every single weapon in the game. Alright, I need to play with the Abomination, and the Abomination needs to be put into... Because I want to play with a fleet of Abominations in the game at some point, just because this is an Abomination! Full number 6, that sounds fun. Okay, take an Abomination, take another Abomination, 3 Abominations versus... Community. Abomination definitely has a feel of a friendship. It does have a feel of a friendship design. 100% agree. Can they take on a Stingray? Let's find out. 3 Abominations, which is like a friendship. It's the Abomination. Your Abominations, Hoshell doesn't have side thrusts, but they are still slowly doing this way. Okay, the placement of the reactor with what the damage took there, could we move the reactor somewhere else to be a little bit more protected? I guess it's stair stack this way. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit better. But you can see 3 Abominations. It's definitely an Abomination. Does it have nukes on it too? I don't even know. It's got missiles. Okay, so it says this has a missile launcher, no nukes. It's the Abomination. I had to save it just because this is... I love this idea. One of every weapon compacted into a tiny little ship. I love it. Oh wait, there's another Abomination. This one's called the Abomination. This one's bigger. Oh wait, does this one now have one of every weapon? This one has the thermal resonance lens on it too. Well, it's definitely an upgrade. Oh, it's got a mining laser. We got EMP. We do have nukes. We have nuke. We have heat. It is the Abomination. Alright. The Abomination. I want to play the game with a missile starter and then play the game with the Abomination. Yeah, it's a solid French design. 10/10. I love it. Alright, we have another ship built by Onara coming up, and this is going to be number 11, and this one is Piranha version 2. Piranha version 2. I'm gonna have to do another folder. There's getting a lot of ships in one folder. Piranha version number 2. Huh. Huh. Okay, why are crew members walking away from the heavy lasers? I didn't even look at the paint design, but wow! That's... Hold on. Can Piranha version number 2, 2 of them be one of these. Can it? We have side thrust, we have reverse thrust, we have forward thrust, we have shields. We're attacking from the side pattern. I know this ship just does way too much damage. Okay, we're missing punching power. Compared to this ship just has so much more. I know people didn't see this, but I changed this to, you see how I moved the disruptors up 2 spaces. I made this ship even more deadly. I don't think I shared it with the original creator yet. Obey Danish. But I was still working on this ship even further, and I also gave it side thrust too. And this is such a deadly ship, as you can clearly see. But thank you for sharing the ship Piranha version number 2. Oh, we have another ship built by our community, number 11. This one is, it's going to tell me to overwrite, so we're going to do a whole nother folder. This is number 12. I'm going to put in folder number 12. Folder number 12. What? Piranha. Another piranha. Beautifully painted design. I actually think I like this one with the head armor like this, with the little pointy. I don't know if you were meaning to paint it this way, but this reminds me of Star Wars and the Rebels and their Rebel ships. I don't know if that's what you were going for, Arnar, but that's what this ship reminds me of. I'm talking about the old school Star Wars, not the newer ones. But I guess the newer ones have the same color scheme too, ish, somewhat. Ah, like they had the Y wings and the other wings, Y wings, X wings, and other things, B wings. Yeah, this version of the frigate can beat 2 of the first versions of the Piranha, at least in my testing, which was fascinating. This version of the ship. So this version of the ship, Alnera is saying she can take 2 of the... This version of the frigate can beat 2 of the first version of the Piranha. This first version? Or are you talking about a different Piranha? I don't know, you have a lot of different Piranhas in there. But this version, yeah, this version is actually nicer. I like this head armor, because it's got a little bit more head armor. And then you get the shields. There are only 2 shields, but it felt like there was more. Yeah, that one beat the first Piranha, and then here's the second Piranha. Oh, it's getting sideswiped. Huh. Still, cool ship. Especially for its cost. 24 crew, 287. This is right down my field of... Like, I like this Piranha, but I like this one better. But it's longer. What if you were to change some of... Something that just needs to be changed. Yeah, see the weak point? This is the weak point when you have it feel like it's a diagonal ship almost. And these Piranhas have really, really good side stripes. Ah, that's pretty neat. Alright. The next ship is... We finally get to Alexander Dragon's ship. I don't even know if this is the first one we're showcasing, but we're showcasing it. This is the Heron 4.2.1. Maybe it did already showcase. Now it's more fast. This is 84.5 milliseconds. So maybe we showcased one before. This one flies faster. This is a checkered type of front. And I don't know why the game feels like it's lagging, but it's probably because we have too much debris on the game. So we're going to clear all objects here real quick. Restart that. Just see if that's what was causing my lag. Now, this ship is just big with the thrusts. and all of these different. So all of the radiators all the radiators, when you get really big ships like this, I can see that it's causing the game with all the thrusters on it too. Like maybe they need to change that. The developer needs to decide to figure out what to do with all these animations, because all these animations is causing particles on the screen, and unless you have a beast of a machine, you're gonna have problems. Try to get Master of None. The heron is a Master of None. All right. Where is the Master of None? Was it a friendship? Master of None? Master of None. Yeah, but the Master of None's got 716 crew. Honestly, if you were to upgrade those abominations to the Master of None, I'm pretty sure the Heron is keeping its distance. Well, no, the Master of None's catching up. Maybe? This is going 92.3? This is going, yeah, the Heron doesn't move fast enough backwards. I do believe the Master of None is going to win. Mainly because missiles and everything else that's coming at it. You can see it's slowly chipping away on the sides. There's no enough point defense or anything on the front. But maybe the Master of None will lose? No, it's got way too much shields in the front. Oh, and maybe the... You know what? I don't know. No, you're right. Master of None's gonna win. Yeah, the Master of None. These original chain guns that just constantly fire like that with the rail guns and everything else and all the missiles. And obviously deck cannons and nukes. I think the nukes is what really tore up the Heron really, really badly, because even though the Heron was flying backwards, with nukes slowly whittling away you, that does some massive amount of damage. Alright. The next ship we have in here under community, number 12. We have Centuries this week. Okay, we have another assimilator. I think he changed something on here. Oh wait, the only way to test the simulator is this Assimilator 1.4. We face it versus the almighty compactor. Conversion 1.4. Oh, he's got 3. Okay, so this new assimilator has 3 heat weapons on it. And they're now overclocked. But you can see all it did was it ripped off the frontal armor of the almighty compactor. But the compactor still won. But it did do a lot of damage, at least to the front. I bet you the simulator, the simulator 1.4, where is the simulator 1.4? This would be fun to play with, hold on, let that ship in. This would be fun to play with in the actual game, so this would be a great sidekick to the Abomination. Where's test folder number 6? Simulator number 4. Okay. Plunder Jeff then built another one. Community number 12. Number 12. This is Interceptor 1.1. Oh, it's fast. Or speedy. Maybe it's not that fast, but it's got it looks like it should be fast. Alright, I can see what it can do. But what it really can do is, can you beat the almighty Obey Danish's block? Actually, I think it's got enough armaments, but I don't see any disruptors on this ship. Did they change the sounds for the overclock heavy lasers? I think they changed it before. Oh wow, look at that, it blew it up. Okay, maybe we're just supposed to do one. That was a frontal facing too. Yeah, and a front-to-front facing, I'm pretty sure, and that's because there was 2 of these interceptors and they're both firing on the front, ripping off the shields. I'm liking all this point defenses, and then you have all this passive cooling on the sides. I like this idea of passive cooling disruptors on the side like this. What if you were to do the same thing on... Alright. Plunder Jeff, you have given me a new idea, and that's from this ship, and I'm going to take it. We're going to put that in version number folder 6. Interceptor 1.1. I like the passive cooling on the side on that one. Alright, we are in community, folder number 12. We have... Wait, what? Forgot hyperdrives. Okay, so this 1.4 now has hyperdrives. Guess I'm supposed to resave this one. This one just has hyperdrive. So let's figure out to put this one back in test number here, number 6. Save it over that one. Okay. Just another version of it, but now he has hyperdrives. And then Alexander Dragon. Alexander Dragon has a bigger here in 4.25. Alright. Is it bigger? What is this? Before I saw the kite problem, and I don't know the difference between them. One's a 4.2, 4.25. All I know is this ship, because of all of that's on it, lags my game when you have 2 on the screen. You see that? The game's lagging. And I don't have a weak machine or processor. So... Alexander Dragon, whatever you're playing with, you must have the most top-of-the-line, up-to-date everything. And if you're playing with 2 of these ships... I mean, maybe it was just 1 ship is okay, but 2 of these ships... It's causing the game to go funny. Because you can see how much stuff is on it. Huh. Guess it's time to upgrade my PC at some point. Pretty interesting. Honestly, the paint design on these is really, really beautiful. Alexander Dragon. My only concern is the ship lags the game when there's 2 on the screen. And on there, I don't know if they changed the sounds for overclock heavy lasers with this patch, but I like the original sounds for, I don't know. They keep changing sounds and things. This one was built by, you can guess, Mega Animation, and this is a rammer. A rammer cannon one actually works better. That works better. I'm going to bring in the jellyfish. Oh, no, I'm gonna... Oh, this doesn't work if it's a railgun. Oh, maybe it does work, because the railgun should be able to go back fast enough, not get hit by this. It's got enough protection, the jellyfish. Huh. And they're overheating, and they're on fire. Still, Mega Animation built some interesting concept there. Domination type of ship. Oh, here's another one. I think this one actually will be effective. This is another one built by Mega Animation. This is an unnamed ship, probably for domination. Virginia is shocked the jellyfish didn't explode in glorious combat. Yeah. Jellyfish is a good design ship. That's interesting. That's a lot of crew for how small the ship is, but that's... I mean, if crew isn't obviously a problem... But that's a lot of crew. Huh. That's a lot of crew. Okay. Cool, cool. Next ship we have on here was built also by Mega Animation, I think. Let's scroll up. Yep, built by Mega Animation. Minoru. Oh, it's a cargo ship with mining lasers. Is this supposed to be in Minecraft and these are emeralds? I mean, these are like... Yeah, what do they call them? See, tell him I'm not a Minecraft player, but my son plays Minecraft so much that I should technically know what these are called. Diamond blocks. Diamond blocks. Are these diamond blocks in Minecraft? Huh. Interesting. Alright, the next one we have in here was built by Mega Animation again. And this is called a shielder. What? Oh, it's got shields all around. Except for the back. Ah. Is that enough heat distribution for that? No, it's starting to heat up. Oh, he's got this. Look, he had these to try to pull heat, but then this is causing. I don't know what to say, but this is actually pretty cool. I actually that deserves some work. That deserves a look at. That definitely deserves a look at. Community number 12. This was built by Docs. I don't think I've ever showed a ship built by Docs before. There's a new person in our thing. Docs built a deadly cargo ship. Wait a second. What? Oh. Okay, is it number 1? Okay, hold on. Let's restart this. Go over here, click number 1, boom. Go over here, click number 1, boom. If only they each had their own little cockpit and little thrusters on them, then they truly would be a deadly cargo ship. But the idea of just launching them off like that and then letting them go. Wouldn't it be better, instead of hoisting them this way, to be the other way? Right? Because when they release them all, see how all the missiles are hitting his side? So if they're facing the other way, at least they would fire out on both sides. That's just my thought process on that. I would just think of how you can make it better. But the idea is cool. That's neat. It's supposed to detach for tiny ships, drone carriers. Yeah, you could do drone carriers. Yeah, right? And then you carry a whole bunch of little drones and then release them. Yeah, maybe in 666, you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking of. All right, this next one was built by Docs as well. And this was a ship within a ship because he was mentioned. I remember the Docs mentioning this during a live stream. So it's a ship within a ship. It's probably number 2. Number 3? Okay, it's number 3. So number 3 is you detach this. Did I already detach it? Okay, good, I did. Then over here, one pause the game, this is number 3. And you detach this one. And so now he has a Oh, and then this is supposed to spin. Hold on. Number 1, number 2. This is supposed to be turn on. Oh, I can't keep them on. And then it's supposed to spin on the inside. Oh, it doesn't work unless I actually control it. It's folder number 12. Okay, so come over here. Let's push the number 3. Let's blow this up. Let's come over here. Oh, where's the thrusters? Let's turn the thrusters on. It's going to spin, spin, spin. And not that one. And now we have another ship. Oh, this one needs to fight this one too. So there's 2 separate ships. Oh wait, it's not spinning. Spin. Spin. Fire. How come the railguns are not firing? Pew pew. Pew? They're not pew pewing. I don't know how you're supposed to fire the. Am I supposed to manually fire the railguns? Oh, fire at target? What if I just do fire at will? No, fire at will. This one. Okay, there we go. And then number 2. I don't know how to control a ship in a ship like this. There we go. That's cool. This is something I have not seen. It works. It works. That works. That is actually, it's a broadsider with a rotating, spinning railgun in the. That's just cool. That is actually very cool. Not something you see as often. All right, I'm looking at the clock and I'm gonna have to wrap this up. So this is the ship we're gonna end on. So if you enjoyed this content, please feel free to hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. Also push out this content to other people, bring awareness to it. If you like, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, especially what you don't like, so that I can improve and make better content. If you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, but that's okay as well. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you all in the next one.